He's Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Yeah! Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Don't you want him? Super fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the show. We have now completed the workplace radio station staff meeting. It was riveting. Next week, I will only be here Monday to podcast. That's right. This is the thing I do every summer, usually after the vacation. And it's kind of like a vacation, but not really. I won't be podcasting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have material that I will be posting for you to check out, both on the free platform and on Patreon. But I won't be doing a fresh show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why? I'm going up north. I'll be broadcasting from Q100. You can download the Q100 Michigan app if you want to check that out. Or search Q100 Michigan on Alexa. I think that's a skill or some shit. And so this is the big weekend that they get ready for the Asable Canoe Marathon. And so I'll be broadcasting from there. And it's a time to get away and do my thing with Pooh Bear up north. Charity Scam Mike is going to be there. Joanne is going to be there. And my stepsister Elizabeth. My niece Sophia and whoever else we can get there. As I mentioned, we have a Big Fraud Wednesday coming up Wednesday. And we're doing it on Wednesday because on Thursday, we have a pinball tournament over at Pinball Land. And if you'd like to attend, make the trip to Rockford, Michigan, and I will see you at 6 p.m. at the Corner Bar in Rockford, Michigan. Come on out and hang out, have a hot dog or something fun, and have a drink. And then we'll head over to Pinball Land, which is just a block away. We'll walk there as a group. And then the pinball tournament starts. And, yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's always a good time. I'd like to see new faces, you know. I love seeing the old faces. It's always people that are in the chat, which is great. But I want, like, a newbie, like someone who, like, listens and doesn't, like, interact with us, which is totally cool. I don't, you know, you're not less important. But I would be so thrilled to see someone who, like, listens to the audio podcast. I've not actually met you. Come on out and say hello. Nick says, we'll be there. Him and his fam. Tyler, that is Spooky Tyler, a.k.a. Shiler, says, yay, pinball. Another great opportunity for you to finally join us at the Rockford Corner Bar at 6 p.m. I think you made up some weirdo excuse that you got the time wrong last time after we busted your balls. Stevie says the Corner Bar is hosting Perry Johnson. Wait a minute. Is that right? So at the time that we want to get together, Corner Bar, Rockford. Okay. They've got a Facebook page. How do you know these things? I'm looking at their Facebook page and I don't see that. And I'm scrolling around on their Facebook page. Maybe it's on their website. Corner Bar Rockford website. Okay. Yeah, I'm struggling to see what you see. I'm not saying it's not happening. I just don't have it anywhere. Megan told me, she sent me a photo. Okay. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says there's a Mexican place right across the street from Pinball Land. Well, we're going to have to do something out. I mean, there's, I think it's on Perry Johnson's website. Perry Johnson website. So that decrepit monkey skeleton is going to be at the Rockford Corner Bar. Is that what you're telling me? Careers, Perry Johnson. I don't know. Fuck it. Perry Johnson for Michigan governor. Tour. See the tour schedule. I cannot take this guy seriously. The Corner Bar, July 13th. Okay. I don't think this is accurate. I think we are still meeting at the Corner Bar because the Corner Bar happens today, according to this. All right. So if that's the case, we're going to the Corner Bar. Who is the idiot that suggested that he's going to be there Thursday? I think one of you said it was Megan. How is she? Can she not read? July 13th. That's today. There's no mention about July 16th, Thursday. This actually tracks that Megan would look at it and would see what, like I'm seeing here, and though it clearly says July 13th, go, oh my God, you won't believe it. He's going to be there Thursday. We can't go. If you're a fucking spaz, you know that? Rebecca said, you said Thursday because you jumped to conclusions. Oh, wait a minute here. That's not true at all. If you look back, twat, it says the Corner Bar is hosting Perry Johnson, ... So, ... Megan told me she sent me a photo. That's what it says. So what am I to believe? So that's not jumping to conclusions. That is taking the information that was passed to me. Okay, either Megan fucked up or Stevie fucked up. All I know is I didn't. All right? So don't look to me with capital Y-O-U. You said Thursday because you jumped to conclusions. Fuck you, you fucking idiot. Rebecca says, Stevie just said he was going to be at the Corner Bar. That's not all she said. If you look, dick, go back and look what she wrote. Megan told me, she sent me a photo. So I am 100% vindicated. We will be at the Corner Bar Thursday. Of course, the women fuck everything up like they do everything on the planet. And now I have to clean up the mess. I don't know who's a bigger slob, women or the NFK. My God. Jesus Christ. Stevie just said he was going to be at the Corner Bar. No, this is totally on her and Megan. You're both the problem. And Rebecca is reinforcing this horrible information and decision-making by all of you. You're all sticking together. You're like the bitch Brady Bunch is what you are. What a crock of shit. Becca Shea says, whoa! Stevie says, I'm the problem. I admit it. Well, why did Megan say that in the first place? What does that have to do with anything going on? At the end of the day, it's a man's world is what you're convincing me of. I'm kidding, of course. Relax. So annoying. All right, I want to get to the video of Grandpa with his grandson. I guess he said it was his grandson. Looks like a chick to me, but anyway, you never know these days. And Bison at the national park. Is it Yellowstone or whatever the fuck? Okay, this is how it starts. Grandpa here, who has, this is perfect gear to wear if you're a grandpa. If you're a grandpa in your 60s, you got to have that. I mean, that's really fulfilling the stereotype of grandpa wearing suspenders on the jeans with T-shirt and bald with long white beard. Grandson looking at the phone. Now, what you're gonna see here is the bison gets annoyed and starts like kicking up dirt, and then decides that he's gonna run after these two. Now, Grandpa did everything right. He's a long distance away from the bison, but you never know what the hell they're going to do, these wild animals, and it makes a run for these two, and he is able to distract it enough to get it to chase him. Now, it fucks him up bad. You're going to see something horrific and hilarious. He is okay, and he's laughing about it. He has a busted leg. There's no sound here in this. Okay, now you notice Grandpa immediately, as the thing starts kicking up dust, he's like, okay, we got to go. He knows the sign. He's like, yeah, let's move. Come on, grandson, let's go. And grandson does, okay, finally gets it moving. But this thing is starting to trot now. And he's trotting over to the general area where Grandpa and the grandson were. But the bison, with dust roaring off of the backside of it, is now running to the general area where Grandpa and the kid are. And now he's going into brush behind the trees where Grandpa and the kid are. Now here comes Grandpa. He's running away. And here comes the bison. All right. Goes back after him. And look at, it's like this. I'm going to make this video of this guy with Benny Hill music. And then, wham! Oh my gosh! Holy shit. And Tyler said the same thing that I said. This video needs Benny Hill music. Let's see if we can do that, actually. Benny Hill Yakety Sax. That's what it's called. I don't know if I can do it without, like, the music. If I clicked over to it, okay, wait a second. I can do it, but it's kind of weird. It's going to take, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be all right. I can do this, I swear. Okay. Now I'll have to actually hit it and then toggle between the video. And so in a second, you'll see me do that, but you'll be able to have a good time with it. As the families, the grandpa and the grandson taking the pictures, the things like, okay, and then Grandpa's like, we got to get the hell out of here. Now here it comes. right, I've had my fun. Starman says, this is why I have 2 screens. Maureen laughs. Tyler says it was worth it. Alan says, Hoss down. Becca Shea says, LOL, so funny. Red Bull Brain Chris says, apparently it's mating season for the bison, so they're a little feisty. I believe that. About the previous incident before we started having fun on the show. Starman says, EZ wants to repeal the 19th Amendment. Badger says, asshole of the day, women, for bringing the show to a screeching halt. Crop Dust Ryan, he got what he needed out of that encounter. That is phenomenal video. Congratulations to the soul who shot that video. Because too often, people will like turn away when the critical moment happens. Just that still alone of grandpa with the grandson before this moment right here. Like if we were going to look at viral social media moments, best camera work, it's got to be this one right here. Son of a bitch, did that guy go flying. And what's crazy about the bison, after it flung him in the air, it didn't like stomp him to death. Be careful at Yellowstone National Park. Another pickup truck drove by at that moment, which appeared to briefly capture the attention of the bison. However, once the vehicle was out of sight, the massive creature turned its attention to Grandpa and his grandson, chasing them around the pine trees. The grandson was able to escape using fancy footwork, but Grandpa was a sitting duck as the bison charged, meaning he can't move, you know? Whoever shot it was watching in horror from a distance, said he could tell the bison was really, really angry by his body language, his head rearing up and down in an aggressive manner. It was at that moment that he decided to intervene. I put my camera down and I ran at the bison, pumping my arms up and down, yelling at the top of my lungs and jumping up, trying to look big and distracting. So he ran to the danger after he got the awesome footage. Other park visitors followed suit, which the photographer believes eventually convinced the bison to flee the scene. Fellow tourists stayed with Grandpa while they waited for a park ambulance to transport him to a hospital for treatment, which arrived about 10 minutes later. Park regulations require visitors to keep their distance from bison, giving them at least 75 feet of breathing room, particularly during mating season, which coincides with the height of Yellowstone, just like Chris was saying. Of course, Chris knows that information. Yeah, I think that was a respectful distance. I don't think that he did anything wrong. Regarding mating season, Badger asks, is Grandpa covered in jizz? Jid. Incredible video, and that was shared with me but from so many people. I appreciate all of you who sent it along. I got so many different people that sent that to me. The World Cup is set. The 4 remaining teams, I think I'd even know who's playing. Spain and France, England and Argentina. So Spain v. France, Argentina v. England. You've got tomorrow at 3 p.m. and then tomorrow at 3 p.m., France and Spain. And then Wednesday, England and Argentina. With the final, they have a third place game. Boy, who the fuck wants to play that one? You know, that's going to be like, oh, fuck, do we have to? And that is Saturday, July 18th, and then Sunday the 19th is the final at 3 p.m. I didn't watch. No, I did watch a little bit. I watched a little bit of England and Norway because of what's that guy we talked about who looks like Vigo the Carpathian? Holland. I forget his first name. Begins with an E. Never seen the name before in my life. That game was. I didn't realize that when the game's tied in World Cup action, it's not sudden death overtime. It's like they actually play a complete additional amount of time, and based on that, and then England scored in the I guess overtime it is or extra time. I don't know, whatever the fuck, but they won. GoFundMe to send the Burn King to Yellowstone. Alan writes, that's from Birch. Alan writes, that's why you make sure you have a 45 on your hip. I don't think you can bring firearms into national parks. Pretty sure about that. But if you did, for something like that, yeah, a big ass gun like that, 45 or maybe like a Desert Eagle or some shit. One of those Desert Eagle ones, the rounds are like this big. I want one of those. I think they're like $4,000. Desert Eagle cost. Oh, shit. Oh, no, they're not bad. $1,500 to $2,000. Desert, a Magnum Research Desert Eagle, 50 caliber pistol. All right. Thanks again to everybody for being here. Hope you had a decent weekend. You did fun things. I made this recipe that I've got to send to myself so that you can see it. I was debating whether I should share it, and now I wish I'd sent it because you got to see this skewerless smoked kebabs. I will send this to myself and then share it with you, and then you're going to be like, oh, my God, I really want to eat that. A lot of prep for it, but it was worth it. Whenever I make a recipe for the first time, the prep is always a little clumsy, meaning like I'm not sure what the fuck I'm doing at first, so I have to do it a few times in order to get it all right. But let me just say this. You have 2 pounds of ground beef, and I have, you take a sweet onion, a Vidalia onion, and you shred it like on a cheese grater, which after you do that, you'd be surprised at how little, how much water is in those things. You have like hardly any onion. And then after you shred it, you put it into like, I just take like a couple of Bounty paper towels and put it into there. And then squeeze it so all the water is out of that onion. And then you take that onion and you put it in with the beef. And then you've got 4 cloves of garlic, real garlic, not the shit you get in a jar. And you mince it fine. And you put that in there. And then you put some parsley, fresh parsley. And by the way, all vegetation that all vegetables I used for this, you wouldn't believe how I washed it. Crazy amount of washing. Chop up the parsley, put it in there, and then you put a bunch of spices in there, which it talks about in the recipe. It's in the. You can click on this in the show notes, and you can see it for yourself. This is Middle Eastern type. I don't know if it's Middle Eastern. I guess it is. Yeah, anything like this is Middle Eastern, but. You're going to put it into Armenian bread. Lavash is what it's called, I believe. Anyway, you have got to try this recipe. It is so fantastic. And this is how you do it. Oh, hang on a second. You're looking at that and you're like, does it look that good easy? It absolutely does.
If you haven't tried the viral sheet pan kebabs, you are missing out. And the best part is you get all that kebab flavor without the skewers. Yeah, that's fire. All you gotta do is mix your ground beef with some fresh herbs and spices, then press it flat into your sheet pan and cut it into strips. Then I threw it on the Masterbuilt until the edge.
Okay, I just threw it in a, what do you call it? A charcoal grill, a Weber charcoal grill, and put all the coals on one side and put the sheet pan with the meat on the other side, and it did fine.
And cut it into strips. Then I threw it on the Masterbuilt until the edges got nice.
Now you're going to make this salad here. That's going to go on your kebabs, okay? And that's cherry tomatoes cut and quartered, thinly sliced red onions, and what the fuck else? Dill. No, not dill.
Nice and crispy and picked up that smoky char flavor. Then finish it with garlic feta ranch and never touch a skewer.
Okay, then you make that ranch dressing on your own too. And I know it's a lot of details, but it's worth it. This was so good. Here you go. These are the kebab ingredients. It includes all these spices: cumin, coriander, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper. That's what I noticed, that the NFK has 3 meals on the fucking top of the pepper shaker. And then for the cucumber salad, that's it. Cucumber, cherry tomatoes, onion, chopped parsley, this shit. And then the garlic feta ranch, these ingredients here. You blend that together. So then you put the bread down, the flat bread, put the sauce, then the meat, then the salad, wrap it up. You can then grill it. I grilled it for just a brief moment to get that thing warm on the outside and to kind of like not have so much of a raw feeling on the bread, almost like toasting it. It was intense. It was so good. I'm going to have it again today. I'll include it in the show notes of this podcast for you. Piano Fingerbanger said, that bison video is Duck Dynasty meets Jackass. Outstanding. Smith Wesson 500 Magnum is where it's at, says Birch. Correct. No guns allowed in national parks, but it's not like they search you. LOL. Well, yeah, but you got a felony if you end up having to shoot the thing. And they're still going to charge you, right? I don't know. I'm guessing they would. Okay, we got to get into the Conor McGregor fight. A lot of folks are saying that this was a rigged fight. And now I'm not sure if it was rigged. Some are saying that it's not on the up and up, that McGregor was already hurt. He had already an injured knee, and nobody knew about it. Or some people knew about it. Maybe nobody knew about it. I don't know. But, this is a huge payout for him with Max Holloway. So all he has to do is show up, the fight starts, and then fake an injury suffered in the ring, and then he gets paid. The reason why people are speculating that he was already injured, here is video before the fight gets started of McGregor taking off his shoes. Conor McGregor walked in injured. Watch him taking off his shoes before the fight. Now, we're talking like $20, $30 million he's making in this fight. The fight only lasted 1 minute in the first round, and then the ref had to step in and say, you're injured, you can't fight. This is before the fight starts. Conor McGregor taking off his footwear.
He's excited to go execute it here.
Okay, he's clearly favoring it. Fight is not yet started. He pulls off the left shoe, pulls off the right shoe. Now his weight is on the left foot, and he won't put any weight down on that right foot. He hops gingerly now. He's doing his thing. So something is amiss there. It has to be. There's no way it's not. And sleuths came up with this after this happened. 1 minute into the fight, they are told, all right, fight. Whatever reason, they had a break. And this moment takes place.
Oh, and now
goodness. What is going on?
About as anticlimactic an end as there could be. McGregor's injured. There's some injury he's dealing with.
But why do they? It looks like his right leg.
Okay, Rogan doesn't know what the fuck's happening. Just before that, this happened. McGregor started the fight by throwing a kick, and he landed awkwardly on the right leg.
Watch this. He steps. Now watch his right leg. He steps on it, and right there.
Oh, yep.
Okay, they're suggesting that that's when he hurt it. People are saying it was already hurt then, but he started the fight with that kick, which he's not known to do that. Like, if you look at all his other fights, he's never started a fight that way. With that type of kick, which missed badly. Some are saying that he had to establish that that's where the injury happened. But some folks are, and it probably did hurt for him to do that. He realized he had to at least make it look like he had injured it somehow early in the fight. First thing he does is he throws that kick. Misses badly. Now he's in pain. And then that's it. Max Holloway moves out of the way. A minute goes by. They start fighting. Ow! All right, that's the fight. He knows they're going to call that fight. Now he's got $25 million in his pocket.
There's some injury he's dealing with.
But why did they?
Ooh. Tofus says he threw it, scumbag. I think so, too. So sick of these fucking con men. There is a lot of that in the in mixed martial arts and all that nonsense with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, whatever the fuck. What a crock of shit. Bert says best part was Sophie Cunningham as ring girl. Sophie Cunningham she's on fucking fire these days. WNBA Indiana Fever, is that it? And she's at the fight, and she says to Dana White, hey, I want to be a ring girl. And Dana White was like, all right, you're going to be a ring girl, and hired her on the spot. This is White talking about that.
Dana, when did you hire Sophie Cunningham as a ring card girl?
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
About 8 minutes before she did it. I love Sophie Cunningham. We've created a relationship, and she was here tonight. And when she walked in, she goes, oh, I want to walk around that. I said, then you're going to walk around it.
That sounds like her because she's like bold as hell. She's like Bill Laimbeer, but not a dude. She kicks everybody's ass on the court who fucks with Caitlin Clark. And also not like Bill Laimbeer. She's attractive.
Yeah.
Dana,
she's
all
fun.
the way, way in the back, buried.
Yep. Hi.
Hi there. With when people think about Conor McGregor's legacy, a lot of it.
I don't care about anything else. Caitlin Clark, ring girl, images. Yeah, there she is. Having so much fun. Just kicked off her shoes and says, here I go. She's a star. This is the best part, her feet. She's an absolute star. Everybody loves her. Here's the video. All right, I don't want to play that. She's off doing her thing, saying, hey, this is so much fun. Here we go. Everybody loves her. Okay. And that was that. I couldn't believe it. When I saw that, I go, there's no way she did that. I see she preparing for her post WNBA. She's got a lot in the tank. She's only 29. She'll probably play for a long, long time. Tovis says there's no way Mike Tyson couldn't have killed Logan Paul. No fucking way. Who did he fight? Logan Paul? Jake Paul? I don't know. I thought it was Jake. Doesn't matter. So that was an absolute scam. It's such bullshit, all of this. He left the arena, Conor McGregor, immediately after the fight. This is a clip of McGregor saying, all right, I'm out of here. He didn't even get changed. He just walked out of the venue. I think that the video of him taking off the shoe was the most telling bit of proof that that there's an issue going into that fight. That is very interesting and damning, in my opinion. This is not AI of Conor McGregor admitting he faked the injury after losing to Max Holloway. This is not AI. There is nothing manipulated here. This is 100% real.
Yeah, so I did fake the knee injury because I knew Max was about to clap my cheeks harder than Khabib did. I tell you what, that was the easiest and fastest multi-millions I ever made. Tell me another person who can make 10 to 20 million in just 1 minute. Even Elon Musk can't compete with me. I just scammed the UFC harder than Michael Jordan scammed NBC. And I will take a long break after this heist. Maybe I'll come back in 3 or 4 years and take a few more million from the UFC and then officially retire after that. Thank you.
Hey, Connor McDookie, what the hell was that, man? I didn't know you were a two-pump chump, bro. That was embarrassing. But I knew how washed you were, so I took Holloway to win on Kalshi with all my funds. That was the easiest money I ever made. So I want to thank you for being made of glass.
I'm not made of glass, mate. I just like being efficient in how I earn my money. Do not compare me to athletes who are made of glass like Anthony Davis in the NBA. And I know Dana White is fuming after that. I just cost him a few blackjack hands with that shit show.
Outstanding. As always. That is, and that's what Chris wrote. He said people are saying he threw the fight. This was a stage fight. Conor likely tore his ACL or MCL in camp during fight week. He knows he had a show to make 30 mil. He walks out totally calm, no celebration, no running. Gets in, does a couple of millionaire man walks, immediately goes for a flying kick. Why would a man who is known for his hands run out and try to Masvidal on his bad leg? Boom, attempts the kick, knee pain, in full swing. Sorry, guys, I'm done. All right. So that is ridiculous. A lot of people betting on that thing. I can't imagine. That's why I'm so glad that I don't bet. Ashley is here. She says, this sounds like easy avoiding Joe's lawyers. Dana White shouldn't pay him shit. Sue his ass. By the way, there was a text exchange between Hurricane Ashley and it says, I'm listening now, VelveetaQueen, but oh my God, how you accidentally discovered all of this is just the chef's kiss. Nosy X number 1 says, isn't it like a gift from heaven, Costco? Runner Girl Amy says, it's like the angels of heaven just dropped this information right at your feet. Nosy X1 says, dude, I swear to God, I just wanted a hot dog. And I was like, what do I have to do to get in this place? And they were like, are you Natasha? And I was like, huh? They said, who's Joe? And I said, oh my God. I called Eric immediately. Amy says, it's unbelievable. That's the right thing to do. It's magical. It is. It is magical. Nosy X number 1 says, the absolute glee this has given me is 10 out of 10. Everyone coming out of the woodwork. I've spent the last couple days crying, laughing. I showed all of this to Mr. Boy Toy. I know who this person is, but I don't want to say. I have not been given that permission. I've never seen him laugh like that. He is always so serious. I know who Mr. Boy Toy is. He's always so serious, and he is. He's like buttoned up. You can't get a pin up his ass. He listened to the whole episode. Boy Toy said, I remember seeing you downtown with Joe back in the day, and I thought, what the fuck is she doing with him? Yeah. So in case you don't know, Boy Toy is, he's about the same age, prominent in his field, and I've known Boy Toy for years, and it's true. Boy Toy saw Nosy X1 with Joe, and now Boy Toy is, these two, I think they pork, and that's something else. I'll give you this. Boy Toy is a former Olympian. Like, no shit. Now, that makes consecutive Boy Toys that have been involved with the U.S. Olympic team. I'm not shitting you. Timmy Mayer, he was actually a referee for USA, for hockey in the Olympics. He wasn't with Team USA, but he was in the Olympics as one of the referees. And now Boy Toy here, I'm not going to tell you what sport he was involved in or any of that shit because, again, I don't give information that I have not been given the okay to give out. But he's a local Olympian, and I think he's got like a hammer for a dick. All right. Let's see. There was another bit of information that some person named Sam, and I don't know who Sam is, reached out to Nosy X number 1. Nosy X number 1 screenshotted the exchange and sent it to me so that I could give, get an idea of how these developments, talking about these moments, have affected people. Some have cried, some have laughed. I don't know. Sam writes, LMAO, I just came across EZ's post about Joe. Did you see that? Nosy X number 1 said, I created that. And that's true. I was cackling. Sam, and I don't know who the fuck Sam is. I don't know if Sam's a boy or a girl. LMAO, it had you written all over it. Nosy X1 said, I went to Costco and they were calling me Natasha, so I called Eric. Listen to the first 20 minutes. Sam writes, the flying laptop, LMAO. Nosy X1 says, I'm X1. It's seriously so funny. Ha ha ha, will do. Just downloaded it. Nosy X1 says, I hadn't laughed that hard in so long. Apparently, Sam heard the line when I said, Joe scored some of the hottest poon. Nosy X1 said, thank you so much. And then Nosy X1 said, he sent me this. And I did. I sent that to Nosy X1. That was that's a close-up of Remi's gash. Side note, I heard from Brett from Balls Out Podcast, Ben Glaze and Brett Hayes. And I guess when I was doing this, talking about this on Friday, I was like toggling in between screens on the video. And I had sent that picture to myself so that I could show you. And in the subject line, there was a descriptor of what I had sent myself. And I was toggling through my various windows, and one of them I happened to inadvertently click on my email. And you could actually see that email. Well, Brett paused it and zoomed in on the subject lines, and he read the descriptor that I wrote, which was Remi Gash. And he wrote, quote, Remi Gash as a subject in your emails. I said, that's hilarious that you picked up on that. And I said some other things that I can't say here. Hurricane Ashley says, are you done, with a laughy emoji? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She says, the Godfather is getting loose. Gash. Yikes. Well, I'm glad you find this funny. Now, everything that I've talked about, there's no way that any of what I talked about has anything to do with Ashley here. Ashley is not the type of soul that would revel in someone else's stupidity and glee. Glee in someone else's stupidity and misfortune and idiocy. There is no way she would crack horrible jokes and connive and try to deal me in to stirring up trouble in any way. There is no way she isn't like a female version of me times 10. It's not true at all. She's very laid back, makes sound decisions, doesn't do anything without worrying about the ramifications and just flying off the handle half-cocked. Always very measured in decision-making on things that happen. Never before has she just rushed into something, and said, fuck it, I don't give a shit. That's not really her style. Okay. Let's see, what else can we get to here? I failed to mention this. With Argentina winning their latest game, they beat Switzerland in their last game. They've now advanced, as I indicated, to the semifinals of the World Cup. Pablo Geralt is the announcer. I shared a clip of Pablo Geralt last week of when they came back and beat Egypt. Ashley says, my man is in Switzerland right now. Oh, so are you official with this guy? All right. I don't know what you're talking about. Here we go. This is Pablo Geralt. And I can't figure out if I'm over this guy or what. As Bert says, didn't we learn not to talk about women's looks and or gashes from our friend Mate the Keg? Beer Belly Maitland. Julian Alvarez had a historic golazo in that game. This is how it sounded and looked as Pablo Geralt was making the call.
Y viene Nico González. Va González, mete el centro por abajo, la aguanta el flaco López, me da vuelta el flaco. La toma López, va el flaco. López, va López, deja atrás. Venía para el arco, Julián al arco.
You can actually see these veins come flying out of his forehead like that. It looks like a vein on a cock.
Suiza 1. Vamos Argentina todavía. Vamos a seguir soñando juntos. Gana Argentina 2-1. Lo hizo Julián Álvarez. 2-1.
I had to go back to that.
al arco.
Okay, now they all do this. All the Spanish speakers do this. Who's the first guy that did it, though? Danko says all that excitement for 1 point. Alan says, I swear he said the N-word. Yeah, I didn't catch it. I can't sit through it all again. I can only take so much of Pablo Geralt. Tyler says he looks like he's in pain. Piano Fingerbanger says it sounds like he just batched a huge load. Stevie says, calm down, dude. Yeah, I don't know. We don't do that here. We don't tell people to calm down. We don't tell ladies to calm down. We don't tell people to calm down, Stevie. I think you, of all people, should know that. Aren't you big in the don't tell ladies to calm down camp? There is no telling people to calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the asshole of the day coming up. I don't know who it's going to be. If you have a suggestion, by all means, leave it. Thank you, as always, to my sponsors. They help make this all possible. Thank you to Lexi Marie Photography. If you need a photographer for maybe graduation pictures for your graduating high schooler, senior year, you got to get those pics. Maybe the child is an athlete. You want to get some photos. Maybe you got a new baby or grandchild. Those first 24, 48 hours, you can do that with Lexi Marie. Lexie Marie. Marie. LexiMariePhoto.com. When you click on her website, there's a spot when you're trying to get a quote where if you hit it, it's a drop down. You put my name there. It says, Easy. How'd you hear about me? Easy. You can put it all there. LexiMariePhoto.com is her website. Again, all her contact info is on there. Maybe somebody's getting married. Bang on Lexi Marie's door and get a quote. Best quality, best photos you will find anywhere. You can look at her portfolio on her website. Maybe you're branding your business. You want to get some great photos of what goes on at what you do for a living with your business. You want to have great photos, okay? That's what people are going to see on your quote-unquote storefront when you're online with your virtual storefront there. LexiMariePhoto.com. Berlin Raceway, there's racing coming up this weekend. You can get tickets for $17. Wait a minute, I forget this every time. Is it $15? God, I suck. Anyway, you go to BerlinRaceway.com, click where it says buy tickets. And from there, you can get tickets. Single race tickets, when you buy them, are $17 when you buy them online. Okay? And you have until 11:59 p.m. Friday to buy them at that price. Then they go up after that for both online and at gate pricing. BerlinRaceway.com. Parking is free. 15 and under is free. That's awesome. You can bring in a 12 by 18 cooler or smaller with all your snacks, all your soft drinks. Booze is inside, and it's cheap for a venue. There you go. BerlinRaceway.com for more information. Cop Duster Ryan says, Berlin is fantastic. I visited from Illinois. I will be back. Thank you so much, Ryan. Okey Pokey says, I get a nomination for Asshole of the Day because I abandoned you for a work meeting. No, that's not going to happen. Come on now. Be stupid. I also want to say hello to King's Room Barbershop, 3 locations in West Michigan. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming. Get your hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. Haircuts there are just $21. And they also have a military discount. If you're a military member, you get that haircut for $18. So if you're a dude who likes short hair, I should say if you're a dude or a chick who likes short hair, go to King's Room Barbershop and get your haircut. Thank you to Frank Fuss, longtime sponsor of the show. If you are ever in need of health care and you have to get it from the marketplace, or also known as healthcare.gov or even Obamacare, anybody can do that. You just go to the website. But why? You should have Frank do it for you, and he doesn't charge you. He does it for free. How does Frank Fuss make money then? It's a great question. He's commissioned by all these great insurance companies to put you in one of their policies. And then they're fighting for your business. They pay him. You don't. Reach out to Frank at appointmentwithfrank.com. That is appointmentwithfrank.com. The bison could be the asshole of the day. Maybe the old man who got thrown by the bison. All right, you can nominate him, but I'm not going to, fault him. He didn't do anything wrong. All right. Let's make it. I know exactly who it's going to be. I don't even know how to spell his name correctly. But your asshole of the day is Conor McGregor. For that bullshit fight the other night with the fake. Well, it's not. I'm sure it's an injury, but he got it well before that fight started. Okay, runner-up includes Stevie, Megan, and Rebecca. Folks, have a good one. I appreciate you so much. You are the best. And we will do this again tomorrow, and we'll do it on Patreon a little later on. Thanks again. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. Megan says, what did I do? Hold on. You were thrown under the bus by Stevie. You said that Perry Johnson, after I said we're going to have it at the corner bar. Maybe it isn't you. You said Perry Johnson is going to be at the corner bar. Stevie took that info and said, oh, okay, well, we can't go to the corner bar because Perry Johnson's going to be there. So I'm like, what? On the day of our event? And so then she kind of alluded to it in that particular way. It was all weird. Megan says, no. I did say that Perry Johnson was going to the corner bar. I think it's tonight. All right, you're safe. Nominees then, honorable mention would be Stevie for fucking that whole thing up and Rebecca for saying it was my fault. All right. Stevie said she didn't know the date or time. Go back and read, you moron. What the fuck? Tired of going round and round with you. You don't listen. Holy shit. My God. All right. Till then, have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.